Hi, it's Brad. Welcome to my man cave, my maker space. So it is under construction right now and being worked on pretty much every day as much as I can. Right now I'm building the stairway, kind of a ladder combination stairway. So what I've done here is set up my booth that I'm going to have at the Seattle Mini Maker Faire 2015, and I do a little dry run so I know what I have on the table and I can try to speak intelligently about it. So this is the mock-up. If you don't have time to see me at the Maker Faire, then please enjoy this video and share it with your friends. So what we have first going on is oops, I have to turn it on first. There we go. This is a robot chassis I found at Goodwill, and we tore apart the robot structure and rebuilt the structure with our building techniques with bending wood. This is an arm. And it's a work in progress, but it's just an example of what some bigger combinations of craft sticks and craft wood can make. There'll be a sign-up sheet on it for people to sign up for our newsletter if you're interested, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I'm going to take a moment to turn that off because it does make a bit of a noise. So like I said, this is our booth that we're going to have at the Mini Maker Faire. So the signage, the toy maker's teacher, you are the toy maker. I am the teacher, and I'm going to teach you how to build with craft wood, like popsicle sticks, stir sticks, tongue depressors, yardsticks, paint stir sticks, coffee sticks. I'm going to teach you how to build that without steam or boiling or chemicals. The sign reads STEAM, but that stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And this wood building techniques and skills has everything to do with that acronym. It has science, it's got technology, it's got math, it has art, it has engineering and design, material testing. It has a great deal to do with the future of educating our kids. So I'm hoping to get this in schools where I can teach it. And the bottom where we have invent, build, scan, print, micro manufacturing, what that is about is I'll teach kids how to invent. Well, I'll just show you. I'll teach kids how to invent. They'll build with craft sticks, craft wood, what they've invented. And then the plan would be, as scanners get better and able and cheaper, you can have a child or a student could scan this, bring it into the computer, and then because they've made it already out of wood, they can see, well, maybe we need to add on the computer. They'll add parts that they might need for structural strength, or they'll add parts for decoration. But once it's scanned, they bring it into the computer, they manipulate it, then they print it out in 3D. So there's a bunch of other things going on with the invent, build, scan, print. For instance, we can use the 3D printer as the mold maker for making different shapes. And that will allow people to 3D print molds to do different shapes to make different items. And I'll get back to that in a minute. But that's the future right there. Invent, build, scan, print. And once again, we build it out of craft woods, we scan it, we manipulate it, and then we can actually print it out in 3D. And what that means is, in your garage, you can do micro manufacturing. For instance, if you wanted to build a bunch of these and sell them on Etsy, not the flashlight parts, but you could actually make a business making items for people and selling them out on specific websites that would allow you to sell your things online. So you get back, we have a whole lot to show you. This is one of my pride and joys that I've been working on. So we've got the tailgate moves, the hitch comes out, some underbelly details, the doors open, and right here, if you look close, there is a denim jean material sandwiched between 2 layers of veneer, and that allows the shell to stay rigid. So the wood veneer was soaked for a few minutes in water, and then it was glued to the denim jean material and then wrapped around a peanut butter jar. So it is quite endless. Here's another item that we soaked in water a little bit, and then if you look real close, there's some material, like a t-shirt material in there, and what that does is it allows it just to be super strong. Here's another material, wood veneer, soaked for a few minutes and then wrapped around some material that had been soaked in Elmer's glue, and these are called ribs. You can see inside the holder that there's some ribs. So the ones inside are called inside ribbing, and the outside ones are called outside ribs. Tree houses are real popular. I do sell a DVD, so if you want to buy one at the fair, you're obviously welcome, or you can buy them on my website, craftstickbending.com. So to most people, as you can tell, like paint stir sticks are just that. They're just a paint stick. But for me, popsicle sticks, all this kind of lumber, tongue depressors, coffee stir sticks are building material to build these items. This one here just shows some tolerance and how fine of connections you can make. You can, oops, sorry. It's just a nice fit. Here we've got a bunch of little bends and things that we've done. There's a hollow square dowel, sorry. So round hollow dowels are not a problem. And that might become something else to somebody else. So these are building materials to help people build robots like this one out of wood that will really go and do something. So we add wood bending skills to robotics and servos and programmed, and we can make stuff very easily. Like the Space Needle. That was not so easy, but it's been a good showstopper for a long time. Once again, here's some more tolerance. This is a pump. So tolerances is good. Basket. Out of coffee stir sticks. Propellers. Things that we don't know about. A ball. Once again, this is coffee stir sticks that we kept bending around a particular shape and glued together. After the items are made, you do want to spray them with some shellac and then varnish them up real good, because you don't want the moisture back in the stick. This one here was made from bass wood, and it's an example of we could tell the basswood exactly where we wanted it to bend by just making a crease. But by putting it on this frame, we ended up making a musical instrument. This guy right here is another example of the denim jean material inside. And that was shaped around some kind of a metal form. So it's got a couple layers of veneer. It's got the denim and then nice material, a nice veneer on the outside to clean it up really good. So this project here is the rear end of a remote control vehicle that we found at Goodwill, and we parted it out to make a sanding disc and to make a table saw. So watch this. It's not real good, but it works. It is faster with just a pair of snips. But kids can use that very carefully with some supervision. So one of the items that we build with kids often is like toast tongs. Or they could be salad tongs, but for the most part it's a toasting event. Those are just tongue depressors for the most part. This little guy here, kids can hook that up. Let's take that off. It's a little hovercraft. More like a vibrating craft. These guys here have been fighting, so I should turn them around. These are brand new. So the arms, this guy's shoulders move and his arms move. This guy's just the shoulders move and his arms move. I teach this at the local Boys and Girls Club, and these have been popular. And then this guy is a little bit bigger, and his arms just move. Now he's angry at us. Angry. Now he's carrying something. So some of these items I have, I'm not quite sure what they do. I was experimenting with paint sticks here, but I was just experimenting how far can I go with bending wood. And now I have to determine what it is I'm going to do with it, how I'm going to share it with the world so that the world can enjoy it like I have been. So this is just another example of that denim jean material sandwiched in veneer. And in this particular case, this is an example of like a box. So the jean material creates the hinge. It also creates a very sturdy structure. And in this case, I just have to put ends to it. So one of the largest goals I want to do is with this craft is showing people that by using the wood bending skills and some basic tools that you can add and make robot parts with craft stick bending. So in this particular case, we're holding up 2 servos that have been wrapped in tongue depressors, large and or small tongue depressors. So once again, do a lot of flashlights. They're real popular. And this is, I haven't quite solved the movable tank tracks yet, but I'm working on it. So the dozer blade works, the engine compartment comes off for maintenance, and the back comes off. And a lot of it all comes off because I'm not done with it. There will be a backhoe part right there. Here is our Fred Flintstone type vehicle. So not much, actually no wood bending in this case. So I could teach really young kids that don't have the ability to process and to bend and mold any wood. The boat that he's carrying, however, is related to advanced craft stick bending, where with a 3D printer you could print out the molds needed to make a particular project. So this is a rough cut on this side. That's how it started out, and then we sand and carve and smooth that out with just a sanding block. And it started from just a toy, but you could print, 3D print a particular shape and use it for the mold making of a particular project. And that's true with, here's some of those examples. So some shapes that we've bent around items that were printed. And then you can go beyond just the print part and have movable parts that you could then use for shaping all sorts of different shapes as needed. So any one of these positions could be used to bend a popsicle or a tongue depressor or a popsicle stick. And that you'd have to design, or we're designing actually on Tinkercad, the items needed for bending. Right now, we bend a lot around items around the house. So this was a great example. I'll take a popsicle stick and I'll bend it around a Tupperware lid or Rubbermaid lid, paint cans. Lots of tools will bend around tool shapes and pipes and such. And overall, what I'm going to be doing is, as I get, let's say, this particular project done, then I will do a video on how to make it, post it on my YouTube channel, and hopefully bring it to your classrooms so that through YouTube video channel, you can see how things like this are made, and the kids can use that as a benchmark point, starting point for building other items and designing and engineering their own toys or gadgets. So I plan to bring this stuff to you through my YouTube channel. And actually, you're on it right now if you're watching this video, Craft Stick Crafts, or my website, Craft Stick Bending. So lots to see. I'm sure I skipped things. Here's an example right here. So the kids make the wheel out of craft woods. They then scan it, bring it into the computer, manipulate it, and because they actually have a physical item they can touch before they're designing it on the computer, they might want to add in this area some more strength so that when it prints out in 3D, you're used the wood shapes to help with your design on the computer. So these are just painted, but the idea of scanning it and bringing it in is all there. So I'm sure I've missed a bunch. We've got the bottle rocket back here, which then is just a show and tell. And then once the rocket lands on the moon, it then becomes a construction crane to build space station. And there's some space modular containers. And here is some spacecraft support items along with some new aircraft. So the aircraft are bent wood veneer. So this started out as 2 pieces of wood veneer, 8.5 by 11, and we soaked them in water for about 10 minutes, and then we soaked them back to back with glue and wiped down the excess, and then we folded it into the shape with some dowels that supported the shape, and clamped it and prayed over it and did a rain dance on it, and just to make sure it was all as perfect as I could make it, because that's one of one right there. And then once it all dried in that shape, then we did a little bit of light sanding and varnish and paint, or varnishing. Thank you very much. Hope to see you at the Maker Faire. Bye.